Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Horse Cinema. And today I'm coming at you with kind of an impromptu live episode. Basically, I was just talking with my friend Josh here from Through the Lens, and we were talking about maybe discussing Barbie and Oppenheimer. For me, I don't really have a chance to review it on my channel and like edit it to get it out today, just because I leave for a trip tomorrow and I have to pack. So, but yeah, this I can do. First of all, how you doing, Josh?
I'm doing good. I'm tired after
Yeah.
two very contradicting movies. Two movies which have mentally messed with me today.
Yeah,
So,
it was a really like whiplash of an experience, but it was a lot of fun.
oh
I
yeah,
posted
so
this
good.
on my main on like my Horse to Cinema Instagram. Basically, like my friends that I went with, a lot of them I didn't even know they were going to do this, but a lot of them dressed up, especially for Barbie. Um,
Yeah.
One of them just gave me a pink bucket hat to wear, and I was like, sure, I'll do that. But then for Oppenheimer, a friend of mine just bought cigarettes, and we just took photos with the cigarettes afterward.
Uh,
um, but yeah. Well, cool. So, you saw Barbie first, right? And then Oppenheimer?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which is
that's what
probably the wrong idea. But
it's the wrong idea for me. Like I don't know. I really enjoyed the experience, but at the same time I'm like, did I do that right? Cuz
yeah.
but I'm also like if I had done it the other way around, like seeing Oppenheimer first and then Barbie, like I'm not sure. I guess Barbie probably would have got us in a good mood later if we wanted to go out and stuff, but the whiplash would be so like strong from like the negative energy of Oppenheimer and then going into Barbie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, definitely. Let me just get to do a couple comments here first before we get into it. I got the
What's
view
up,
with
Drew?
Drew saying, "Hey, what's up, dude?" Yeah, man, thanks for tuning in. I know this is kind of like short notice, but I really appreciate you stopping by. Um, and he also says I haven't seen either movie yet. Yeah, so I didn't put this in the thumbnail, but or in the title, but I do. We'll keep this relatively spoiler free since a lot of people haven't seen the movie yet. Um, we're definitely not going
Yeah.
to give away the endings to films or anything like that. So, but
Here's
yeah,
a spoiler. Barbie is in Barbie.
that's Josh. Come on, you can't be saying stuff like that. Like that's too much for people.
Barbie is in Barbie.
Yeah. Well, maybe we could talk about Barbie first,
Yep.
because that's for the chronological order that we saw. I mean, what did you think first of all of Barbie?
It's great.
Mm.
A lot better than I thought it was gonna be. Like Greta Gerwig, man, she's like free for free. I'm
Yeah,
convinced that anything she touches will just be fucking great. Like,
yeah, no, I agree. I haven't seen all of her like acting collaborations with Noah Baumbach and stuff, but everything that she's directed, I very much enjoyed. I mean, Lady Bird, I remember seeing like when I was 18 actually, or 17, 18 when that came out. I was in my last year of high school, so in a lot of ways I was in like the exact same position as the lead character. So it was really cool to relate to that. And then Little Women, came out a couple years later. Really enjoyed that. A very like kind of psychologically engaging like adaptation to the book. Makes a lot of cool changes to it.
mm,
But Barbie is just such a weird, like on one level, it makes a lot of sense for her to take on a project like that, but on another level, it's also just incredibly weird because it's like, I mean, essentially, it's a product placement movie, but then it's not that at all because she completely like subverts that by just like
yeah,
satirically undercutting it the whole time, and that's kind
yeah,
of what I really enjoyed about it.
yeah. I liked a lot about it. I liked the commentary behind it. You know, it's not.
Mhm.
It's one of those films which. Sorry, hold on. It's like it's making fun of certain things, like business execs who need to be made fun of, especially with these actor strikes. Um,
Right.
like it's kind of like Will Ferrell. Is in the trailer, right? He's
Yeah.
just like a suit, isn't he?
Yeah.
Practically.
I
Um,
wasn't really sure what his role was going to be in the movie. Like, I mean, obviously he's wearing the suit, but like when I saw him in the trailer, I'm like, okay, is he
mm,
part of Barbie World? But he's not really. He basically plays like the CEO of Mattel, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And he kind of, and it's like Greta's kind of subtly, not even subtly, like making fun of business execs because they're just people in suits. They literally call them like number four. number whatever. Like
Yeah,
I found that quite funny, and
yeah.
also the way that it tackles like toxic masculinity and femininity, like the way that it's like men taking over Barbie Land kind of thing. Like it's
Hmm.
you know what I mean. I'm
Yeah.
trying to be brief. I'm trying to
Oh
be
no, no,
brief.
totally,
Um,
yeah. I mean, I like that because Barbie world is something that's created by this company, right? And like
yeah,
everything in the world, like is feminine, like and it's it's a world where women run everything, but it's essentially just like the inverse of the world that men already created. So it's like in some
yeah,
ways it has like a
exactly.
patriarchal structure, even though it's completely matriarchal, which is something I found pretty funny.
And it's also kind of like a man has made that world if you think of it, because a man owns Barbie,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
owns the brand of Barbie, so
Right.
technically it's a man's world anyway.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's it's kind of funny, and the way that Greta and Noah play with it, it's just genius, you know. Like, um, our favorite Simu Liu's in it briefly.
Oh my
Like
god, yeah.
yes,
He's actually pretty good in it. Like the kind of beef he has with I mean Ryan Gosling like steals
beat
the
you
movie.
off,
Like he
Ken.
is
I'll
so good.
beat you off, Ken.
Yeah.
Like,
I love the scene where I'm not going to spoil it for people who are watching, but there's guitars involved.
oh my god,
Yeah, it's I
yeah.
just love like the kind of like male ego that's like underlying that whole thing is just really funny.
Yeah, the fact that it's like the way that um it's like men are always seen as playing guitars, and it's kind of a
Yeah.
play on like what happens if they just if something is to stop that from happening, and kind of it's just really funny, you know?
Yeah. No,
And
I
yeah,
watched Mark Kermode's review earlier today, and
yeah,
he said he had a comment about that was funny. He kind of remarked that like the they're playing guitar at them, not for them.
yeah. You
Yeah,
play that at them.
yeah, yeah. No, no, it was good. I just really like. I mean, this the satirical elements. Yeah, again, it's probably my favorite thing about the film. I really like how when Ken gets to the real world, like basic like he has that conversation with one of the business execs where the guy's
Yep.
like hey, we need to like we keep the whole patriarchy thing pretty discreet, but Ken's not having it. He's like celebrating. He's so happy to get out of Barbie world. Like
Yeah, he's like, I want out of that. I want in with this new thing. And then it's
yeah.
like, I love it when the guy's like, again, I'm trying to be brief.
Mhm.
It was like men or something, and he was like, well, isn't that basically just what we are now anyway, kind of thing? You know,
Yeah, no,
remember that
exactly.
bit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I think Barbie has a line or somebody has a line where it's like yeah, it's like, oh yeah, the guy in the chair who like doesn't stand up. He's like, oh, I'm a man without power. Like, am I a woman? Like that kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that line had
Yeah.
me cackling.
Yeah.
Hey, there's some funny
Was
stuff in it.
yeah. How was your crowd in your theater reacting to it? Because mine definitely was like had a lot of people like hooting and hollering, and it was yeah.
They were quiet for the most part.
Okay.
It was like a 40X though. Again, people kicking my
Okay.
seat.
Oh shit.
Um, another 5-year old. Like, why bring your 5-year old to it? But whatever. Um, but yeah, they were quite respectful. There was a lot of. It was quite packed out. I left. I've never seen so much pink in my life waiting for Oppenheimer, and then I
Yeah.
never saw so much like black clothing in my life because it was like
People really like kind of went all in on the
they're
double
running
feature
with
thing
it,
because
aren't they?
yeah, like they came in dressed up, and like when I left the theater there were like pink feathers all over the parking lot in like one area. Like yeah, like people went all out for it. um
Mm.
I'll go through
Hey,
a couple
Mike.
of the
By the
comments.
way,
Yeah, well, first of all, hey Drew. He says, I'm excited for Oppenheimer, but I'm gonna wait for Barbie
we'll get to
without
Oppenheimer.
streaming.
I've
Yeah, we'll
got
definitely
some.
get to Oppenheimer. We have a
Yeah,
lot to say about that one,
a
for
lot.
sure.
Yeah.
And then Mike
Hey,
says,
Mike.
"Hey guys, hope you're both doing well. Yeah, you too, Mike. Thanks again for coming on my stream earlier this week. That I had a lot of fun chatting with you and Scott, despite the technical difficulties, which
Oh
Josh and I
yeah.
are hopefully avoiding right now. So,
Yeah, and thank you for your really nice comment on my new video, by the way. Appreciate that, Mike.
oh yeah, no,
Um,
absolutely, yep. Um, And then Mike also says, I haven't seen Barbie yet, but I really enjoyed Oppenheimer. Great Nolan movie, but it doesn't have the highest rewatch factor.
I'm seeing it
I
again Monday.
I was gonna say I will be seeing it again in theaters most likely, and I can probably imagine watching it over and over again on Blu-ray and 4K at home. But I
Yeah.
agree with you on like a couple things. One, like it is very long. Like it's any 3 hour movie, no matter what it is not an easy rewatch. And two,
No.
it's a lot of people in rooms talking for sure. There's not
It's
like
a lot of
it's like
courtroom
it's
stuff.
yeah, it's really Nolan's first movie since like The Prestige that doesn't really have like a big action set piece in it. Um,
Yeah.
so that
Yeah,
so in
for sure.
that way it's pretty different. But as we'll talk about later, I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
And then we also have Winslow coming in with the classic Winslow wave. Very
Also,
curious to know if you've seen either of these, Winslow, and also thank you so much for the really nice comment on my blowout review. I really appreciate that.
can we talk about the production design of Barbie? Because holy god,
Yes,
holy
yeah.
god.
I actually looked at because I was really impressed by it, of course. So I actually looked up who it was. I forget her name, but she
Let me have a
is
look.
like the production designer for Joe Wright's movies. So like Pride and Prejudice, Atonement.
Sarah Greenwood.
Yeah, Sarah Greenwood. That's her name. Yep. And so there's
Damn.
so she's used to doing
She's
like kind
gone
of
from like Darkest
prestige.
Hour to Barbie.
Right. Like she's kind
Very.
of doing these like prestige biopics, and then she's going immediately from that to do like I bet you she just had a blast like coming up with all this stuff because it's really like I mean another thing I like a lot about the movie is like kind of how artificial it is and kind of how that ties into the
Yeah.
satire. Like it's I'm not gonna go quite out and saying it's like David Lynch like surrealism. It's just not that dark, but like it is really kind of plastic and like it's like pointedly that.
Yeah.
Mhm. No, it was a lot of fun. Like the dream houses are fun. I like
Yes.
how they're kind of there's no like walls to them. Like
No,
everybody can see
like
into
Ken looks
everybody
like
else.
he was about to fall off at points. It was
Yeah.
quite funny. And the
Yeah.
swimming pool bit, they just stand on it.
Yeah, they just stand
Like,
on it. Yeah. I was like, I remember my crowd kind of gasped when at the beginning she's going down the slide and she's about to go into the pool,
oh my
but
god.
then it shows that it's just floor, and I was like, I can see that from above, but yeah,
And the fact they don't call it V Beach, they just call it Beach.
right,
Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
some
and
funny shit.
don't they call beaching like a job, like it's
Yeah, like
they never
Ryan
explain what it
Gosling's like, I
is.
can't even beach here.
Yeah.
I can't even beach here.
Yeah, it's like and then when Ken gets to the real world, there's like a part where he like is looking into being a lifeguard and he's
I
like
can't
and the guy's
swim.
like
I can't
he's like
protect here.
yeah, you can't protect anybody here. And he's like, "Oh, that's not what beaching is. Like don't worry about it." Like,
I love the outfits as well. The outfits, the outfits are
they're
so
fun.
nice. I want them. I want them. I want that. I want that mink. That that
The
Ken
cowboy
wears.
thing he was wearing or
No, the mink. You know,
oh, oh yeah, no, yeah, of course. Oh,
I
the
want
thing
that.
especially like towards the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I want it. If they
uh,
sell it online, I'm buying it.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan Gosling is so. I mean, like,
Good
yeah,
in that
like
movie.
he's just so funny in this. I mean, like, he's a really good comedic performer anyway. I mean, like, The Nice
Yeah.
Guys might be my favorite thing he's in, but
Crazy Stupid Love. He was good in that.
I
That was
haven't seen that
comedy.
actually. Yeah,
He
it's
was-
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
The Kenergy. He's the Kenergy as they call it. He just kills it, man. I love Ryan Gosling. He's just so great.
hmm yeah. No,
Yeah,
I
he's in
totally
some
agree. I
amazing
think he
stuff.
just has really good timing, really good delivery. Um, yeah. I will say though, there were a couple like one-liners in the movie for me, like a couple just kind of throwaway jokes that kind of missed. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to come up with a good example, but like where it's just like a little too on the nose in terms of what they're
The
going
Zack
for.
Snyder joke was quite funny.
Yeah, that was funny for sure. I'm trying to think of like a good example
I said to
of
Leon
like
about it, and he was like, "What is it? What is it?" And I completely forgot what it was. All I know is that it was kind of just making fun of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
yeah, no, there's like one dig at the Snyder cut basically.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
and they don't even
um,
call it Zack Snyder's Justice League like it is. They just call it Snyder Cut, which is quite
right.
funny.
Yeah.
And there was one line with, um, like, uh, I think I have to be brief here. It's to do with like they name drop someone who's in the movie. You know who I'm talking about?
Yes, yes, yes. That was that. Okay,
That was
like
quite
just
funny.
that like brought the house down in the theater. Like I kind of realized they were gonna do it a couple seconds before it happened, but I wasn't really sure. I was like, that's a gutsy move to go for it, and then they did, and everybody just like
Oh,
died.
it's so funny. So funny.
I had a funny moment. I did want to talk about it just in the theater. So I went with a group of friends, and I was like on the end, not like the entire row, but on the end of like the group of friends. And right next to us, there was a big group of like middle-aged women, and
Oh,
they
great.
were pretty. They
That's
were
always
pretty.
great.
Oh, it was so much fun. Like, and they were definitely like they were pretty loud, but not in a way that annoyed me. It was more just like we're enjoying this together sort of thing. But at one point, like the woman next to me just says to her friends, like, this is the best movie ever. And I looked over and I was just like nodding in approval, and we just had like a hive mind moment. It was a lot of fun.
I love how I go on Letterboxd and it's like I hover over the names. Issa Rae Barbie, Harry Neff Barbie, Emma Mackey Barbie.
Oh
Like they're all just
yeah.
called
Does it do that for the
Barbie.
Kens as well? Or are they just Ken?
Yeah. Emerald Fennell was in it. Who is she? Oh, okay.
She's the director of Promising Young Woman, right?
Yeah, I think she was like one of the real world people. I don't know.
Okay.
I do just want to say with Oppenheimer, right?
Okay.
The trailers came on. Haunting in Venice came on. People were invested. As soon as Kenneth Branagh turned up, someone at the front went, "Ugh." Like, and I was like, everyone was laughing because as soon as
Yeah.
Kenneth Branagh was like, "Someone has been haunted," they were like, "Ugh." Like
To be
literally,
fair,
his
I don't
laugh is
really
so
like Kenneth
good.
Branagh, but like I do like him when he gets really goofy. Like I liked him in Tenet a lot, and in Oppenheimer too. Like
Yeah,
he has a pretty small role in it, but it was good.
he
But
likes
let
to
me,
do accents. That man,
yeah,
he likes to do an accent.
Winslow's got a few comments.
I'm
He
just grabbing a
says,
drink real quick.
yeah, totally, no worries. Seeing Oppenheimer Sunday, just got back from Barbie. Cool. I want to know how it is, but I think you're getting that into this comment. Not bowled over by anything in Barbie, but I had a good time. Gosling relishes the role, and the production design is great. Yeah, it is a really good comedic performance from everybody, but especially Gosling. Like Margot Robbie's really good, but like Gosling kind of steals the show sometimes. I don't know. I just really like his timing and delivery. Like I said.
I tell you what,
Yeah, the
right?
commentary on ideas can be a little ham-fisted, but it does earn genuine moments of humor and emotion. The artificiality and visuals of Barbie Land reminded
Speed
me of the
Racer.
Wachowski Speed Racer. That's a good
Great
comparison,
comparison.
actually.
Great
Yeah,
comparison.
yeah, definitely. No,
Um,
because it's not like super dark or anything. Like it's not like a Lynchian kind of like
no.
artificiality, but it's the Wachowski's Speed Racer is a good comparison. I totally agree with you actually about how the ideas can be like kind of ham-fisted. Like, I honestly was a little bit on the fence. Like at one point, I was like, "Am I gonna 3-star this movie?"
Yeah,
But
I was actually like the first 20 minutes or so, and then it just was like, yeah, I'm in.
yeah,
I'm in. I can't wait
yeah,
to watch it again.
yeah. No, no, I'm excited to watch it again too. I think what kind of put it over the top for me. Oh, real quick before I get into that, I also wanted to agree with Winslow here. Well, or maybe slightly disagree. I don't. For me, the emotion of the film didn't really work. Like I wasn't that invested in it. Like it just felt a little bit too like blockbustery and easy for the sentiment. Like I could feel the little gears kind of clicking into place for like where the sentiment was going to go. Did you feel that way at all, Josh? Or
Mm,
you did connect to it?
I connected to it, yeah.
Okay,
Like that
yeah.
that ending, that Billie Eilish song, as soon as that needle drop came on, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I kind of
Well,
want to cry now.
the joke beforehand too. That got me like that kind of made the experience for me too. Like the literally the last joke in the movie is so funny. Uh,
Yeah, the you are enough. You are kin
no,
enough. It's like,
the thing that
no.
I don't want to spoil it, but the thing that Barbie says that
Yeah.
she's gonna do, like her first thing as a real person.
Oh,
Yeah,
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 that was quite funny.
yeah. Um, but yeah, no, that's a good point, Winslow. I kind of agree with you.
Plus, it's good to see Margot Robbie actually give a shit for once, because usually most of her movies, she's just kind of phoning it in. Like
Oh,
Amsterdam, she looked like she didn't fucking want to be there.
oh,
Um,
yeah. I mean, that's kind of David O. Russell though. Like, I don't really like him as a
uh,
director very much. But like Babylon, I think she's fantastic.
oh,
Like, yeah,
Babylon, man,
yeah,
she's so good in that one.
yeah,
Um, Asteroid City, she's barely in the thing, so
yeah.
it
She's
doesn't
barely in
matter.
that. Yeah,
But
yeah,
I like Margot Robbie. She's just not a box office juggernaut anymore. But this is like tracking to do 115 mil or something.
yeah. Barbie is 115 mil.
And it cost more than Oppenheimer.
It did. Yeah, it cost 140. I think Oppenheimer's 100 million. Yeah.
You look at Oppenheimer and you think that's 200 mil, easy.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I mean, we'll get to some of the effects in it. I think maybe why it's lower budget is just because, again, a lot of it
Had
is
to
just
strip
people
back.
sitting in rooms talking. Yeah, um, but Winslow also says, "Were
Oh,
you in the Cinema Woman Shining?" Um, is he talking about my fiance? He think or
I think he's talking about the Shining joke they did.
huh? There's a Shining
The
joke in
girl,
it.
the girl in the the girl in the car where she's like, "You and your Barbie are shining" or something.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I read this initially as he was talking about if like my fiance and I enjoyed it or something, but she actually
John
wasn't there with
Cena's
me.
appearance as well. Fuck me. As soon as I saw John Cena, I was like, yeah, that's so funny. Dua Lipa did jack shit though. Like she was marketing the hell out of this film like she was gonna be in it for the whole thing. She's
Yeah. I mean, she's got
she
like
did
her most cliche song ever as like the
uh
first song in
yeah,
it.
but that
Yeah.
song is meant to be cliche. The
Oh,
Lizzo
oh no,
song kind of
totally.
annoyed
It, like
me.
it plays into the artificiality of it, but yeah.
Yeah, hearing Lizzo kind of frustrates me, so hearing that song. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And also Winslow's
I loved
clarifying
it.
for
But
us.
it's great.
He says that Emerald Fennel was the Midge the
The
pregnant one.
Midge.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, she was.
Yep.
Shit.
Forgot about that. I do want to go
But
back and see it again, but it's yeah, maybe when I get back from my trip, because I have a membership at my local at one of my local like independent theaters where I can just
mhm.
like pay a certain fee a month and go see unlimited stuff. So that might be a
Okay.
good thing to take advantage of. Um, Winslow says, I do think the unsubtlety of the themes came across as surface level. Not that they aren't interesting, just not profound.
They're quite
So
profound.
so yes and no. I think that they're I agree. Like I'll agree with you on this. I think that Gerwig did the same themes better in Little Women. Like that's a movie
Yeah,
that's actually
yeah.
like psychologically engaged with the characters, and I think that Barbie, just because of the meta satire stuff, just can't really get that deep or emotionally resonant. But at the same time, like what I really liked about it, and this is kind of what I was alluding to earlier, is just that like this is such a subversive blockbuster. Like like for a movie this big to kind of like delve into this stuff and like have kind of normal families, you know, having discussions about the movie afterwards, possibly, you know, because it's so like because again it's so on the nose with it you can't not notice it. So I don't know, I really like that aspect of it. It's just like kind of a gutsy move for Greta Gerwig to do this, you know. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm just happy she did it, you know? I'm happy that, you know what? I thought I had my reservations about it because it
yeah,
did look really fucking off. Looked weird. And I was worried that it was going to put a stinker on her resume, you know? But you know what? It surprised the fuck out of me. I was so
yeah.
happy with it.
Yeah, no, because the thing
Alan,
is, she's
Michael
not gonna.
Sarah,
Yeah.
love him.
Oh, that's
Love
another
him.
thing. That's such a perfect casting for that because Michael Sarah is like the
Awkward dude.
yeah, the
And he's just
atypical
like,
man, basically.
yeah, he just
Yeah.
fits in with the women. He tries to jump over a fence at one point, and they're like, Alan, and he just goes around it.
Yeah,
Like,
he's the only one there for the election stuff later in the film.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, but oh yeah, Winslow's also clarifying the cinema woman thing was about the woman who sat next to me in the cinema. I should have noticed that.
oh,
But yeah, we were like she talked to me after. She was like, I'm glad we had that moment. Which is fun.
that Billie
Um
Eilish song, man. really good.
Yeah, Billie Eilish is great. I'll get through Winslow's last couple comments about Barbie, and then I think we can probably move on to Oppenheimer here in a second.
Yeah.
Um, he says I wasn't moved particularly, but I found that the emotion that they were aiming for was well earned, not funny. Yeah, totally. It's not like they were trying to make it up. It is based on stuff that happened in the film. But I agree with you. I wasn't particularly like moved by it or anything.
I was quite
But
moved.
okay, no. A lot of people were like in my group, especially for sure. Um, yeah, definitely. Well, cool. Is there anything else you want to say about Barbie before we move on? Just yeah.
Will Ferrell, maybe. Like, I don't like the bastard, but he was actually quite funny here because his script is actually good.
Yeah.
Seeing the Strays trailer before it was a bit of a
I
stinker
know.
though.
Did you see
Um,
Spirited last year? The Will Ferrell Christmas
yeah,
musical? Oh
wound
god.
me up. That
Yeah,
wound me
that
up big time,
that
man.
was I think I put that like second on my most hated movies of the year list. I was
Oh,
so annoyed. I mean, because it was
his
Will
spirit's
Ferrell and Ryan
fucking
Reynolds
bad.
together. So
Oh yeah.
um
Um, but yeah, I thought he was quite good in this. He's over the top, but I think it serves a purpose for this one because the movie as a whole is over the top. So it's like
yeah.
it kind of
Yeah,
fits
no,
in. But with a
totally. I mean,
movie
he is
like, say, Step Brothers and shit like that, his over the top energy doesn't work for it because it's grounded, right?
mhm.
This is not grounded. It's colorful. It's vibrant. It's all over the place,
Yeah. Well,
and
yeah,
it
Step
really
Brothers is
works.
like grounded in the sense that he's trying like it's a generic like studio comedy with like
Mm,
very like by the numbers kind of emotional beats to
yeah,
it. Like yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I
But
I
yeah,
agree. And so I guess since this is kind of a review for me, I guess I'll go ahead and score it. I gave this a 4 out of 5. For I think I was on the lighter end. I was like, for a while I thought I was gonna give it the 3 maybe, but I did really, really enjoy it. And again, I just it's such a subversive like type such a subversive version of this kind of movie of like a product placement movie
yeah,
that completely subverts it and does something interesting with it, and it's really funny, so I can definitely recommend it.
yeah.
What about you, Josh?
I'm gonna do a YMS. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 7. No, I'll give it
4 out of 7.
no, sorry. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
There you go.
Really
Very
great.
nice. I was like, I know what your score is like.
Yeah, of course. But is
Yeah.
a film which I wasn't expecting to be as powerful as it was because in the end, right, I just felt quite moved by the whole thing because it's kind of like, what happens if it is almost like toxic masculinity and femininity, and what happens if we're bogged down to usual stereotypical gender norms, which we are.
Right.
What and it's kind
Which
of
the
like
whole yeah, like which the
we
whole
want to break
Barbie
out of that,
yeah,
um,
like
and
and
just
that
want to be
and
people. You know
right.
what I
No,
mean?
exactly. That's the
So
thing. It was a very kind of like accepting, like feminist message. It was like,
yeah, exactly.
very equality. Yeah, no, and it kind of commenting on like how Barbie, the image of Barbie, kind of creates these two worlds that they depict in the film a little bit. So
For sure,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I really loved Barbie. It was great. I'm looking forward to seeing it again. I don't know when I'll see it again. Probably when it's on streaming or whatever the fuck, but I
yeah.
might go see it again depending on how I feel. But yeah, great movie. I want to get in that ambulance though. I wish our ambulances were like that.
It would be a much more. I've never been in an ambulance, but that
Pleasant
sounds like it'd be
experience.
much more pleasurable experience.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, cool. So with that, maybe we'll go ahead and move on to Oppenheimer, which for me, when I heard about this, I was really excited for it, but I was also a little bit nervous because
Yeah.
I tend to struggle with Nolan dialogue a little bit. I think like the idea of
Quite
him doing
heavy.
like a historical biopic, that's probably going to be mostly just about people talking. Um, I was like, how is he going to handle this? But I loved this movie. I thought it worked really, really well.
Mm.
Yeah. What about you?
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree. It's fucking it might be my favorite Nolan film.
It's really up there, man. I'd have to go back and revisit a couple of others. It's been a while since I've watched Interstellar, which is definitely one of my favorites.
Mm,
The Prestige I've only seen
I've got some
once,
over
so I
here
should
actually. Hold
probably
on.
revisit that.
I've got a few over here. I've got my Dark Knight trilogy, which I like a lot, but like I don't really want to go back to because I've seen them enough times. My dad is obsessed with them,
Mhm.
but like I started watching Tenet again last night. Gonna finish it later.
Nice.
I really like Tenet. I really
Tenet's,
like it.
yeah, I like Tenet a lot. Yeah,
It's
it,
dumb, but it's like it knows
I
it
think it's
is.
smarter than I thought it was on my first watch. Like I on my first watch, I was kind of like, I don't really care, like what, like, because like because he's drowning out the dialogue so much. It's like it's so
That's on
hard to
purpose
follow
though.
that it's like it's almost like, why care? But at the same time, I do think that as you watch the film more, you do start to get more of the kind of
Yeah.
like metaphysical ideas behind it. But it's more just about feeling the experience. I think there's even a character in it that says like, don't try to understand it, just feel it. And that's like, to
Yep.
me, that's like the philosophy for the film.
Like his name is the protagonist. Like what do
Yep.
you fucking expect? Like
Yeah, it's like
um
it's like Nolan's like coldest movie in a way, because like he like
oh it
again, like
is.
he's stripping
He
away
doesn't give a
all
shit
that
what the
emotion.
audience think. He
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
care what the audience think about that one. But
Oh yeah.
it's like Nolan he's an advocate for like visual cinema, right? He doesn't really make the voices part of the story as much as he does the visual, which is why
Yeah.
a lot of people had problem with this because they couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
That was on purpose. He did it
Yeah.
that way on purpose,
Yeah.
right? And a
Yeah,
lot of people
definitely.
don't
And
realize
that's
that.
also like a reason why I was kind of like, is Oppenheimer going to be good? Because it's entirely a character study. Like it's,
Mm.
it's not what he normally does. But I don't know. I think as we'll get into it, I think he subverted kind of my expectations of what it was going to be and kind of
Yeah.
pulled it off really well. I actually quite liked the dialogue in the movie. I thought it was like
Oh, I
really
loved it.
I thought it was really like fast paced and explosive and
It was
kind
like
of clunky
social
at
network
times,
dialogue,
but
kind of.
yeah, it kind of was a little bit. Yeah. No, I definitely thought, I was like, even though the movie is like like deliberately kind of slow, it doesn't really feel slow because it's just kind of assaulting you with with like dialogue the
It's
whole time.
assaulting you with dialogue you don't
Yeah.
understand, and that's what I kind of like.
Yeah.
I like movies
Yeah.
which try and make you like think, because a lot of movies like Tenet, like you don't know what the fuck is happening. But that's what I kind of like about it, because I
Yeah.
still don't know what it's
Yeah.
about. My dad says he knows what it's about. I say to him, "You're chatting shit. You don't." But I,
Yeah.
I like it when directors actually have the balls to do that,
Yeah.
and he kind of brings it here. I was confused a lot of the time, but it's that confusion where I'm like, just breathe it, just live it. Worst case, just watch an explain video of what the man did. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
just watch it.
I'm not gonna lie, I understood it pretty well. But I think, I mean, for one, I think Nolan, that's intentional. Like Nolan wants this to be more kind of
For sure.
immediately accessible than something like Tenet. I also just have a background that kind of lends itself to this. Like I studied political science. I know a lot about
Oh,
not necessarily Oppenheimer the person, but more the I mean, like I've debated the implications of the atomic bomb a lot for like it, in school and stuff. Like I actually have pretty strong opinions on it, which maybe we'll get into later. I thought this movie was kind of a smart addition to the debate. I was really worried he was going to fumble it, but I don't think he did.
yeah.
But
Cool.
let me get into a couple comments from Winslow first. Um, he said, overall, I liked it and it's fun talking about Barbie. I'm beyond excited for Oppenheimer. I see the trailer for it every time I go to the cinema and I get goosebumps every time. Yeah, the
Yeah, that
trailer's
trailer's
really good.
great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he also says, I'm not even a Nolan fanboy, but I think it looks fantastic. That's the thing, is I'm not really either. Like, I wouldn't say he's one of my favorite directors. Like, he is, he may be one of my favorite directors working today just because of his I love the scale and sort of craft to his films. I love that
Yeah.
he can make big independent or big movies within a studio system, but without like a big IP attached to them, except with the Dark Knight trilogy being an exception. But Yeah, no, I like him a lot, but I agree. I'm not even like a huge Nolan fanboy. Like there's plenty of Nolan movies I'm not that huge on. Even I'm not even huge on like stuff like Inception and Memento.
No?
No, I need to rewatch them. I mean, like they're like 3-star movies for me. I just like I appreciate them for what they're going for. I just don't connect to them very much. I do like
Oh, I love it.
Interstellar a
I
lot.
love them.
Yeah.
I think they're just really clever pieces of cinema, really, and
Mm,
like all of his movies deal with the theme of time, right?
yeah,
Um,
pretty
like
much, except for
Interstellar.
actually, yeah, following not as much, but it's but
I haven't seen that
a little
one,
bit.
so
Oh, okay, fair. Yeah, most of them, yeah.
um,
Even Insomnia to an extent, because Insomnia is kind of like dealing with the character's perception of time, because like he's so sleepy from being up there in Alaska where there's no dark during the summer, so it kind of
yeah.
does deal with that a little bit too. But go ahead.
But it's kind of like Oppenheimer's sort of like a. I wouldn't say it's an outlier, but it's close because you got the countdown shit, you got like the stuff like that, but I wouldn't say it's like his film which deals with time the most. Um,
No,
but I guess with like relativity of science and physics, um, time comes under that construct. So
yeah,
maybe, um,
yeah. Well, also, I would
uh,
compare it to Dunkirk in that way because Dunkirk,
yeah,
like
yeah,
at the center, isn't really a movie that's that concerned with time, but in the way it's edited together, he does like do things extremely non-linearly to kind of the effect of the story. The more you watch Dunkirk, the more you see the ways in which he kind of goes back in time for certain sequences and stuff. And there's some of that in Oppenheimer. Like they basically cut back and forth between like one sequence which is in black and white, which is actually happening in the future, which I think is clever because like I
yeah.
think the expected way to do that would be to put the black and white stuff in the past, but he's doing it the opposite way, which I liked.
Yeah,
um
you got fission and then you've also got fusion. Those are
yeah,
the two segments.
yeah.
Fission is the first one, which is the black and white segment, and then you got fusion, which is the building of the bomb, I believe, or it
Mhm.
might be the other way around.
No, I
Um,
think that's right,
but
actually. I think it's, yeah, the color section is all like the past. It's like kind of the build up to everything that happened with the bomb.
it's
Yeah.
just all really clever the way that Nolan does it, and he created a new format for this film, black and white IMAX.
Hmm.
So it's
Yeah,
not
I
like he went
mean,
in Premiere Pro and took the color down. He actually,
right. Yeah, he shot in black and
uh,
white IMAX film. Yep, absolutely. Um, I'm guessing your answer is going to be no. Did you get to see a 70 millimeter print of this,
no,
or okay? Yeah, I didn't
but I
either.
didn't care. Like, I just wanted to
Well,
see the movie. So
I looked at the locations it's coming to in the U.S. and there's none in Colorado, which I'm disappointed about because Denver should definitely get one. Um, but yeah,
yeah.
there are IMAX screenings in near me, but they're all digital projections. So I was like, I'll just go to my local, multiplex and just check it out.
Yeah,
Um,
mine was what's it called? Mine was IMAX.
okay,
Um,
yeah, I didn't see it in IMAX. So how did it look in IMAX, even digital?
oh, it was fucking nuts, bro.
Yeah.
Um, I was like, every seat was gone. I got out of Barbie. I initially wasn't gonna see it today, right? I was gonna wait till Monday, but then I heard the rumble next to me in Barbie,
I heard
and
that too. Yeah.
I want to go to it now.
Yeah.
So I finished Barbie, booked it up. There was literally one seat left, and it was the third, a seat on the third row.
Okay.
And I thought it was going to be too close. Initially, I was like, oof. But I watched it, and I was like, you know what? That's actually the perfect seat, especially for my vision. My eyes are bad anyway. It was perfect seat.
Because you can see everything. I mean, like
Ye-
it's yeah. I mean, of course, the big bomb sequence is kind
Oh
of
my
what
god!
the like what this movie was made in IMAX for. But at the same time, I think like just as striking is just shots of Killian Murphy's face. Like his face
Yeah,
is so big on the screen, lots of close-ups, black and white and color.
when he's like wide-eyed and all. What is that?
Yeah, super wide-eyed. He's got the cigarette in his mouth pretty much the entire movie.
Yeah,
um, Yeah, I no, but that bomb sequence in particular, when they do that, was like everything I wanted, and I really got to shout out Ludwig Göransson's score.
Oh my god, the score! I was listening to it all the way home. The
Yeah,
hour
no,
at the bus stop and the half hour on the bus. I was just,
yeah,
oh,
that track Trinity for the bomb, that's just
Trinity.
some
Oh my
genius
god,
stuff, and I love his score for Tenet too. I think I
he
actually
should
like
have got
Ludwig.
nominated for that.
Yeah, I oh totally. I actually kind of I like Ludwig Göransson like more than I like Hans Zimmer for
I
Nolan
do,
films, because
I do.
I think Hans Zimmer he's just a little bit too overbearing at times, and it's not very like sophisticated. I do like a lot of his scores, like Interstellar, Dune, but sometimes it's way too much. It drowns out the soundscape. And Göransson does that a little bit here because that's kind of what Nolan likes. Like early on,
Yeah, he
I
puts
noticed
the
kind of.
music above the mix, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Um,
And I kind of noticed early on like how overbearing the score was for certain even just like small dialogue scenes. But then I don't know how you felt. I settled into it. I kind of stopped noticing it, and I don't know whether the score actually settled down or I just got used to it. But I found that it kind of got more like sophisticated and interesting as the film went on.
no,
Yeah.
all I kept thinking was, give this man an Oscar, please. That's all I kept thinking. Even though he's got one for Black Panther, which he shouldn't have won for that movie. That score's shit. I think he should win for this one potentially because this
Hope
score is
so.
just so good.
Oh, it's
Um,
yeah. No. Mhm.
but of course Hans Zimmer might win for Dune Part Two if that's even coming out this year. We don't know.
I know. I read an article this morning that says it might be delayed because of the writer's strike. We'll see, I guess, because that hasn't been confirmed. But I really don't
but the
want that.
UK doesn't apply. The UK doesn't apply because we don't have the SAG-AFTRA here.
It would
No
still apply
UK
to
actors are.
because the studio stuff,
But
probably.
no actors are part of SAG-AFTRA in the UK. They're part of a different union.
Yeah, they're part of a
So
different union, but if it's attached to Warner Brothers, I imagine that they still would be
that's gonna
involved
piss
in
me off that way.
that.
See, only it's now I've seen the two movies I want to see this year. There's only Dune left.
I know. Well,
Okay,
there's Dune. I mean,
talk to me. I'm
there's
seeing
some
on
smaller
Monday.
stuff like Poor Things
But
for getting later this year. Talk to Me. Um,
yeah,
yeah, so there's some other stuff coming out. Zone of Interest we still haven't
I've
got yet,
seen all.
but
I've seen most of them. I've seen Past Lives. I've seen Oppenheimer. I've seen Barbie. All I just want is Dune 2 now. I'm not seeing the Meg 2. I'm not seeing um Aquaman 2, even though Leon will drag me to it.
oh, I'm seeing
Um,
Aquaman 2 opening day, and also I don't like the first Meg movie, but I have to say I watched the trailer for the second one. It looks more fun. I think it looks like more like
it's
schlocky.
Meg proof.
I I still I don't know if it's gonna be good. It's like it's still
It
too
won't.
much
It won't
Jason
be.
Statham and stuff, but I might check it out. um,
Yeah.
but yeah, in terms of Oppenheimer though,
Yeah.
another thing I really liked about it, and I'm curious kind of how you felt with this, because I struggle with biopics a lot because they can just be very formulaic, just kind of like running through the beats of like a person's life, and they also have like this kind of like prestigious like self-importance about them, like and even Oppenheimer kind of markets itself this way. It's it's like it's a film about the most important man in history, and I'm not going to
Yeah.
say that he isn't like in that he's
I'd
not
say he
super
kind of
important.
is.
Yeah, he's pretty important, but at the same time, I like how the movie doesn't have that self-importance about it. The movie,
No.
especially in the third act, like after the bomb like test happens, it really becomes about making this character really small and making him just kind of like a cog in the machine. It reminded me a lot of Barry Lyndon, which is like one of my favorite kind of historical biopics, because that's what it does, is it makes the character so small in scale compared to the rest of the world.
Right.
So yeah, I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Did you? I don't know if that was something that you were enjoying about
I
it, but
really, I really like the fact that it's kind of like Cillian Murphy has this idea. First off, it's based on true events anyway, so it's not like you could really spoil anything because it's true events.
Mhm.
Like if you don't know about Oppenheimer, first it's like an apple on a table. He wants to poison his tutor, goes against it, and then
Right,
he comes up with like physics ideas, and then
which I had never
it
heard
comes
of
up.
that, of him like trying to
Yeah,
poison
I
his.
knew about that. I knew
Yeah.
about that. And then and then because of like Russian and Japanese democratic nation or whatever, he wants to have a bomb which will stop all wars, right? I think that's how it goes. So that's what I picked up at least
Yeah.
out of the many things that happen in this film.
Yeah.
Um,
Kind of on that note though, like of like, because they do talk about this a lot, the idea of like mutually assured destruction, like it's the war to end all wars. um I That's always been an issue with me. Like I was talking about my personal opinions about the bomb and stuff.
yeah,
I don't really agree with that, because like people like to attribute the atomic bomb to, you know, the so-called long peace, the idea that there hasn't been a great power war since the end of World War II. But it's not really true. Like there's been wars, you know, all over the world. There's been, and great powers have been involved in them. There's been wars in Europe, which, you know, like in the Balkans in the 90s, and of course Ukraine now. Like that whole thing is kind of a myth, and the bomb gets a lot of credit for that, when the bomb is really just more responsible for the arms race, like but
mm,
between the US and the Soviet Union, which kind of benefited American defense contractors. They could make a lot more money with kind of bigger weapons in the industry and stuff. And that kind of gets to where the film goes in the second act, because they really want to like, those people really want to like discredit Oppenheimer and like try and kind of like frame him as a communist, so that they don't have to admit that they're using his invention to kind of, you know, ramp up the war
yeah,
machine, if that makes any sense.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
And it's like they try and get his wife involved because she was part of a communism
Yes.
party.
Yes.
Um,
And so
and
was his
also
like,
Florence
yeah,
Pugh.
Florence Pugh's character, who I really liked her in the movie.
Yeah,
I
she's
I
great.
I thought
A lot
I
of
do
men are
wish there
gonna
was a
like that.
little bit more characterization to her, maybe, but I also just like her as this kind of like Freudian symbol. I love how right after they get done doing something earlier in the movie that might be have to do with sex, that's
Might
when
have
he,
to do.
yeah, that's when Oppenheimer discovers the "I am become death, destroyer of worlds," and I just love that sort of Freudian thing of like a, you know,
Yeah,
sex bomb kind of used together.
sex bomb. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Let me go through a couple comments because we're a tad behind. But
mm.
going back to Barbie, Winslow says, "I thought Farrell was quite funny in it. I think he always does a good job at little roles like that in like in Wedding Crashes." Yeah, no,
Oh
I
yeah,
totally
Wedding
agree.
Crashes.
He's good, in especially in like smaller roles like that for sure. Mike is saying, "I think for me, I love Nolan's spectacles like the Dark Knight trilogy and Inception. I love hearing your guys' passion for Oppenheimer, though." Yeah,
Ah,
totally get that, man.
mm.
Yeah, for me, yeah, I love the Dark Knight. It is pretty high up in my Nolan rank. I'm not as huge on the other two, but they're good. Well, Batman Begins is. I don't like the Dark Knight Rises very much, but um, and then
The
uh,
movie's fine.
yeah, Interstellar though I would say is my favorite, like of his big
Oh
spectacle.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably my favorite one, other than Oppenheimer, I'd say.
Hmm. Or I
Um,
guess you could count if you're counting Dunkirk. I actually
I like
Dunkirk might be my
Dunkirk a
favorite.
lot.
But yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get where you're coming from. Though it, Mike, it's a very different. It's like a departure for Nolan. Kind of in the same way that when Kubrick did Barry Lyndon or Eyes Wide Shut, like he's not like he's not making a genre movie anymore. Like it, you know, Clockwork Orange, it's like a crime dystopia thing, and The Shining's a horror film. You know, the Killing is a noir film. Like he always kind of had like roots in genre, but then the times that he didn't, it was kind of perplexing to people. So I totally understand that
Yeah, we
for
went
sure.
into mindfuck territory with that one. Uh,
Yes. Oh God, he
yeah.
did. It's so
Would
it's you know
you?
it's I was gonna bring this up too. It's so
Mm.
fascinating that Tenet came in between Dunkirk and Oppenheimer, because I think that
Oh
Dunkirk and
yeah,
Oppenheimer are like Nolan's most restrained movies, where like he
and it's
just kind
most
of,
critically acclaimed as well. And then you've
yeah,
just got
critically
like
acclaimed for sure, but it's
Tenet in
kind
the
of like,
middle, which no one understood.
exactly, like where he cleans up the dialogue or kind of takes it out. In the case
Mm.
of Dunkirk, he, you know, it's a genre departure. It's, you know, it's kind of doing something different. Whereas Tenet, I feel like is Nolan's most indulgent movie like ever. Like it's just like
Yeah.
I'm gonna do whatever I want, you know.
Tell you
Like
what,
I don't care.
it's like Nolan's The Irishman for Scorsese. You know, where it's just indulgent as fuck.
Yeah,
But you gotta love it. You gotta respect it. Respect the grind. I
definitely.
love
Yeah,
the
no,
visuals
absolutely.
of Tenet. The visuals of Tenet are some of my favorite Nolan visuals. I'd
Yeah,
say.
I love the backwards car
Oh yeah,
chase. Yeah. It's yeah, very similar to like the I haven't seen the full movie yet, but I've seen the chase of there's a scene in Tony Scott's Deja Vu where
uh,
Denzel Washington has these glasses on that can see into the past, and he's driving down the road, but he's like observing something that happened in a different, like in the past, but he can
right.
also see what's happening in the present in the other eye. Like it's really cool stuff that Nolan did with Tenet.
Mm.
Um, and then we got Winslow as well saying, gonna go just because I want to go in knowing nothing, but I'll definitely
Yeah,
watch this
that's
after
fair,
I've seen
man.
it. Yeah, totally fair, man. Thanks for stopping by anyway and chatting with Barbie about us. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Uh, chatting about Barbie with us. I said that wrong initially, but I'm trying to think of maybe I'll pull up my review because I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I wanted to talk about with
The sound.
Oppenheimer. The
Oh
sound,
my god.
yes,
I tell you what, my seat was like this.
yeah.
It was like
Oh, because you
that.
saw it in
It was
4DX, right?
IMAX.
Oh,
It
oh yeah,
was
IMAX. That's right. Yep.
unbelievable. It was like, but there's a jump scare in there, which like it was kind of a jump scare for me.
There's a
Um,
couple of like bits that got me, for sure. Yeah, I think I know the one that you're talking about though, because it's more like out of
yeah,
nowhere. There's another one
yeah,
that's not really out of nowhere, but it still really got me.
yeah.
uh,
Robert
yeah,
Downey Jr. is great as well.
he is. Yeah, it's one of my favorite roles he's had in a really long time, actually.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like he's because I kind of feel like not that he got trapped in a Marvel machine. I think he was happy in it and making movies that he liked, but at the same time, I think you
Just
can
wanted to
definitely
do something
tell.
different.
Yeah, I mean, like you could tell just like based on the early roles he chose in his career that he wanted to do something like this more. And he
And it
did do like
shows.
smaller movies like The Judge throughout and stuff, but like you can tell
No one
he was
saw that.
no one saw that. I didn't see it. I literally didn't see
I
it. I just know
didn't.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but I think the Academy might be in his favor this year, potentially, and like
For
might
Robert
give him
Downey
a
Jr. Yeah.
nomination. Yeah,
I
I'd
think
be
so.
happy with
I
that.
think he and Killian Murphy will. I would be shocked if Killian
Locks.
Murphy didn't get it. Um, like
Oh, that would be great if he
so
won
good.
it.
Um, it does
He's
remind
quite
me.
subtle. He's quite
Yeah.
subtle. Um, a lot of it just comes from the quieter moments, like that, like what you've seen in the trailer where he just stares off.
Yep.
That's very subtle acting.
Yeah. And he's not
But
trying to do like he's not doing like an impression of Oppenheimer. Like you don't
no,
watch this performance and go, "Wow, like he was really convincing as Oppenheimer." You go, "I understand
he is
the
hopping on it.
complexities of Oppenheimer now because that's he just kind of does his own take on it and creates his own version of the character. Really, I think it reminds me a lot of when Nolan teamed up with Heath Ledger. Like, and that the
Yeah.
director and the actor just worked perfectly. Yeah.
It's like for me, like the first 20 minutes are like some of the first best 20 minutes of any film I've ever seen, I think. Um,
Yep.
the way it just flows so nicely together. Like
Yeah.
it just goes from different points and then it
Mhm.
slows down quickly and it shows like some of the bomb stuff. And it's like the way that Nolan did that bomb stuff and it's no CGI included, man.
Yeah. Like
Respect.
there's
And it's
clean like
$100 million. It
oh I
cost
know.
less. It cost like half the
What
amount of fucking Ant-Man 3.
I know.
It's like,
Like comparing it
oh
to Thor Love and Thunder in my head like that. Yeah, it's no, I
it's
mean like I'm sure that there's cleanup in those CGI sequences, but like that's Nolan's thing. Like he doesn't want to use it for the main thing unless he has
uh,
to. He wants to use practical as much as he can. I mean, even in Interstellar, which is super CGI dependent at times, there's a ton of practical effects when you don't even think that's what you're watching. Um,
the thing
yeah,
is he wouldn't release a movie unless it looks good.
yeah,
Like he's
yeah.
not like Marvel who are like, That looks like from 2004. You know what? Put it out anyway. He's like, unless his movie looks good, unless his movie looks like it's gonna win visual effects at the Oscars, he won't. He won't release it. Okay.
Yeah.
Interstellar looks incredible. Like the whole black hole stuff. They actually got like Neil deGrasse Tyson involved to do it properly. Inception looks dope. Tenet looks fantastic,
Yep.
and a lot of it was just camera tricks.
Yeah, and we definitely should give credit to Hoyt van Hoytma as well, because I think
Oh my god,
he shot every Nolan movie I think since
he shot
Interstellar.
Nope as well. Like
Shot
he's
Nope.
such a great
Yep.
cinematographer.
I love his
I
work
love
too,
him.
even on Spectre, the Bond film. I think I don't love the film, but I love his cinematography in it. I think it's maybe the best in the Daniel Craig Bonds. But yeah, like he is like kind of a like he's very he's showing you beautiful images, but at the same time, like I think there's kind of a subtlety to it sometimes. Like they're not
Mm.
like they don't like to show off too much the
He
images.
shot Ad Astra, which looked pretty
That's
nice.
a fantastic looking film, absolutely. Um, yeah,
And it's a
and
good movie in general, I think.
Ad Astra. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think the ending's a little studio chopped up a little bit. Like James Gray has said that the ending isn't quite what he wanted.
Uh,
But it's really I think it's really good regardless. Like most of the movie is definitely what he wanted.
he shot Her as well.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Um, yeah, I've seen most of his movies. He deserves more credit. Like the way he
Should
shot
have
Nope.
Yeah, he should have gotten nominated for Nope because like the night cinematography in that was like really really groundbreaking. And of course the like in this one, like you mentioned with the 70 millimeter black and white IMAX, that's not really been done in that format.
Would he win this year, do you think? Or do you think he'll go to like Dune or whatever?
I mean, depends if Dune comes out, of course, right? But I don't know. I mean, I feel like Dune would face stiffer competition in some of those technical categories
I
than
don't.
Part One did, because it was like the big spectacle in 2021, whereas this year there's all sorts of stuff. Um,
Yeah, there's no like big Oscar things at the minute, is there really? Apart from like Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer and Dune, really. That's it, isn't it? At a minute,
there's more
Spider-Verse
stuff
might have a
coming up.
shot
I'll
at
have
Best
to look into.
Picture, but
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, totally. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's much else I really want to mention with Oppenheimer. Um, I have said most of what I need to say. Another thing that I did want to mention as well because Brady is actually wanted to be added to the stream. Hey, what's
Brady,
up, Brady?
what's up, Brady?
Howdy do.
Doing well,
Nothing.
man.
I got nothing
Good
I
to
going
see
on
love
you.
right
the
now.
cat ears.
I figured. Oh, thank you.
Hell,
Thank you. I
Very fitting.
I
Have you
figured I'd join
seen?
a stream talking about two movies I haven't seen yet.
There you go. Well, we're doing our best anyway to kind of keep it spoiler free. So just
Where's
kind of
Leon at? We need the four
yeah,
boys.
we need
I
Leon.
Where's
just
Yeah, we
tried
need the
calling
four
him.
horsemen.
I just tried calling
Yeah,
him
let
and he
him know.
didn't answer. Also, is my
Yeah,
audio
well,
delayed or
sus.
something?
I don't
A
think
little
so.
bit.
Maybe a little bit, but it's not that bad.
Okay.
No.
All right. I've never really used StreamYard before, so this is new to me.
Okay, no worries. But one other thing I was gonna just say real quickly about Oppenheimer was that I really liked how they kind of motivate. They kind of show some of the motivations for Oppenheimer to build the bomb because so obviously his family's Jewish. They have that background, and he's essentially in a race against time against the Nazis who are trying to get the same weapon. So he's trying to ensure that his people personally like don't get completely wiped off the earth. And he's kind of willing to go to like whatever unethical means necessary in order to do that. Like he doesn't, it's clear that he doesn't really care that much about the ethics until kind of it's too late, which I think is a cool like kind of character touch.
Yeah, I really like that about it.
Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I really like that about it. That's all.
I'm not a gigantic Chris Nolan fan. I think I've only seen 5 of his films, but I think I'm mostly interested in seeing Oppenheimer because I know little to nothing about the actual human. Like, is it
Yeah,
J Oppenheimer?
J. Robert.
J. Robert
J. Robert.
Oppenheimer.
Okay, close enough. And yeah, I know nothing about him, and I like that Chris Nolan got $100 million to make a giant 3 hour long movie, and
Yeah.
I'm interested in seeing it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that's like so I was talking with Josh before. Like I know a lot about the atomic bomb and its implications, for world history, just because of like why I've studied in college and stuff. But I don't know very much about the actual man. But after seeing
Yeah.
the movie, even though I still probably don't know much about the actual man, I feel like I do. I think that's kind of a credit to a good biopic. Is like you do feel like you've experienced an entire man's life, even though you literally haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. I mean, like
Um,
they never show like Oppenheimer as a kid or anything. They don't do like the sort of walk hard
no.
like plot beats too much. It is very focused, but there's a pretty long span of time. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the part where he's like, J. Robert Oppenheimer. What does that stand for? J stands for nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I like that
Is that
bit.
true? I don't know if that's
Yeah,
true.
I think so. It must be.
Did you guys get to see
Um,
the film in IMAX?
Yes, I did.
I did
Oh,
not.
lucky.
Um,
I
yeah.
bums me out because the closest IMAX to me is a 4 hour drive, and so even if I wanted to go,
My,
I'd have to have a better reason to go than I want to see Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Is it
my
Toronto for you?
local was an IMAX.
It's in Halifax, Nova
Oh,
Scotia.
Halifax. Oh, wow. Halifax has one. Cool. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, Halifax has they have a pretty decent IMAX. I remember when I was in high school, I convinced my parents to take me there to go see Logan when it came out
Okay.
in IMAX, and I convinced them to go see
Mhm.
Infinity War. I know it's Josh's favorite. Josh loves Marvel.
Yay.
Oh, I even got the shirt on today, just for you.
Oh, hell
fuck
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah,
Just for me.
oh yeah, just for you.
Just so thoughtful, Brady. So thoughtful.
You're welcome.
Is the IMAX theater in Halifax, is that doing the 70 millimeter or is it just the?
I don't think they're equipped for 70 millimeter.
Okay, yeah.
To my
'Cause
knowledge, I don't think they are, but I can check.
Because there's a couple IMAX theaters like within an hour of me or so, but none of them were doing the 70 millimeter. So I was like, maybe I'll just go see it, at my local one. And plus, it was kind of a big group thing anyway, so I just kind of did what the group wanted to do. But I would love, like, if it was showing near me, I would love to go see the 70 millimeter, but it's not. So
Yeah.
When I'm taking a quick look here,
there's a couple cities in Canada that have it. I know Toronto has it. I think Vancouver has it, but I don't know if Halifax would.
I'm taking a look on the Cineplex website right now, and no, it just looks like a standard IMAX
Yeah.
presentation.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
that probably
closest
still
IMAX
would be
is
the
my local cinema, so I get to go
nice.
to the IMAX as soon as possible. But it wasn't 70 millimeter or anything. That's only Leicester Square, I think, at the minute. And that's all literally, you can't even get in. It's booked out for the whole next week.
That's
I
actually
think there's
why
like
I haven't
4
seen
or
Barbie
5.
yet.
Yeah. I think. What'd you say, Brady?
Barbie?
Sorry.
Oh, that's why I haven't. And sorry to interrupt. I think the delay is kind of messing with when my audio.
It's no big deal. Yeah.
But I haven't been able to see Barbie yet because I don't really like being crowds. Like big crowds make me a little bit nervous, and
Same.
I'll actually get a picture up and show you what the seat map looked like for the Thursday night.
I thought you were gonna say get a picture of you in a crowd. I would have been
good
like,
God,
what?
no. So I don't know how well this will translate on camera at all. Maybe not at all.
Not really
no.
much.
Can't
Yeah.
see it.
So you
I
can
can
see that.
sort of see it.
You can see that top row right there.
Yes.
That's the only available seats, and
Oh,
they're
wow, okay.
directly in front of the screen.
Yeah, not ideal.
No.
The Barbie one for me was really packed too. Like, we did book it in advance, so we were able to get like pretty decent seats. They were a little bit towards the back. I think that was just my friends like messing up, but but it was super packed. Everything except like the first like couple rows was full.
Okay. Oh,
Oppenheimer was a little less packed, but it was mainly just because we saw like a 9 p.m. showing. We did like Barbie at 6 and then Oppenheimer at 9, basically.
Like this is one of my local ones. So the one which isn't my local one, but the other one which I sometimes go to because they're recliner seats and they're just a bit more comfortable.
Ooh.
That's the seats for Barbie tomorrow. They're all gone practically.
Are those,
I love it.
Are
That's
those
good
little?
to see.
It came across as white on the screen. Are the little white spots the only available seats?
Yeah, the little white
Okay.
ones.
Yeah, that's a bit better than mine, where the only seats are either for if you're in a wheelchair or the very front. I'm
Yeah.
I don't want to have to pretend I'm in a wheelchair to go see Barbie on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
And the IMAX for Oppenheimer, quite a lot of them are gone.
Jesus.
So
No.
yeah, I was on the third row, so I was on that row there, and I
Okay.
thought it was gonna be too close. I thought I was gonna be like that for the whole thing, but I was actually it was calm. It was cozy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I got bad
I,
eyes anyway, so being that close was actually not too bad because I could see the whole thing. But it just made me more tired though. So I was
yeah.
like, sometimes, but
Oppenheimer, or sorry, IMAX theaters, I should say, are a little bit better about that in terms of like even the front row seats are like not too bad,
yeah,
compared to like a regular theater. Like I don't like even the 4DX ones aren't even great. Like I saw Last Jedi when it came out in 4DX, but we could only get like seats in like the first
just
couple
bear with me
rows.
2 seconds. I got
Yeah.
to grab my dad to tell a story of one of his close-up experiences.
Ooh.
Yeah, but the Last Jedi one was like a situation where you were kind of like this the whole time. So
I can't think of a film that I've been to like in a long time where I would have had to sit close to the front. I really don't remember. I
yeah, I really
well,
try and not do that. Like it's not the most fun thing.
with me, I don't really go see movies opening night anymore. As I said, I don't do very well with crowds. Kind of ever since COVID started, I get very anxious in big groups of people,
That's
and
fair.
I think with Spider-Man: No Way Home, because of how packed it was, I'm pretty sure that I went 3 months after the film came out, and I already
Oh
had the
wow.
whole thing spoiled for me on Twitter. I was like, I'll go see it. There'll be like 5 people there.
Yeah.
The
That's
last film I saw opening weekend, I think was. Let me check real quick. Okay, yeah, it was Across the Spider-Verse and Nope. Those were the two that I
okay.
checked out.
Nice.
Most recent opening weekends.
Well, Across the Spider-Verse is pretty recent anyway.
Oh yeah,
Um,
and I was lucky enough to be able to go to a 3 o'clock showing instead of the evening.
yeah.
So
I,
less
I
people.
think actually Nope might have been because I don't tend to go a lot to opening weekend either. More just for scheduling and me being lazy or whatever than
Yeah.
crowds. But yeah, Nope I think was one of the last ones before Oppenheimer.
Okay.
Apparently,
Yeah,
I'm
I
just a big Hoyt Van Hoytman fan. I gotta go see everything he
I
shoots.
love Voight Van Hoytema. He's so good. Love
I,
him.
I never knew how to pronounce his name until I listened to somebody talking about Oppenheimer. I was like, oh, that's how you say it.
It's kind of. I mean, it's kind of
Hoity, hoity,
pronounced like
hoit.
I was thinking
how
just
it looks.
Hoyt.
Yeah.
I was thinking just Hoyt. I know a community called Hoyt, and it's spelled kind of similarly
Hoyt.
to his name. So I'm like, oh, Hoyt.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah. Were you good? Oh. Oh, is he telling a story?
Here comes Dad. The Chad. Actually, well, he's muted. Before I forget.
Oh, look, it's Kill.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I feel like I've been had my head back, like I've been exercised. Like my head was snapped right back. I was like,
Dad, shut the fuck up! Stop with those noises. Just tell us about your story.
I just did.
No, but it
I
sounded
felt
like.
I had my head snapped back because the screen was so bloody big. I was like,
kind of like a C.
that was it. No, I've never ever recovered from it. Have you got food on your floor? What's that?
But yes, with Nope, real quick. I actually saw that at the Cineplex
Yeah.
IMAX.
At the
The,
Cineplex IMAX, you said?
Oh Jesus, I meant the Halifax one. My bad.
Oh yeah.
My
I
dad's
haven't-
singing Barbie now. Hold up.
I kind of want to hear that.
You want to sing it?
Oh,
You want to
hello.
hear it?
Hello.
Hello.
Hold
Good
on.
to see
I
you.
didn't know I was on here.
Sorry, sorry.
Oh, is that a cat at the bottom?
It's Brady.
Yep.
Brady the cat. Hello, Brady the cat.
Hello. I thought I
Hey,
was
dude.
human, but I guess
Hey,
not.
buddy. Well, Bobby, let's go party. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was
I-
fantastic, Josh.
I kept you awake, didn't it?
I'm trying to stay away from Mum.
I've
My
gained some
mom's got
respect.
out, and he's having to pick her up, and he's trying to stay awake for it. So he did that to stay awake.
I kind of respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, as you were saying,
But who?
You Brady, I think about your IMAX experience or
Oh,
something.
I was just saying. I had the most recent film I'd seen in IMAX was Nope.
Yeah.
I happened to be in Halifax at the time, and I had an afternoon to kill, and I was like, ooh, new Jordan Peele in
There you go.
IMAX. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, and that's another movie. Like, I mean, sometimes you get IMAX stuff that isn't really shot that way or designed that way, but like, Nope's another one that is.
Nope is one which I wish I saw in IMAX. I just didn't have the time
I
to.
know. Same here.
I happened to bring my
But the
partner.
4K
who's,
is nuts. The 4K looks so good for Nope.
That's true. That 4K disc is gorgeous. But I brought my partner along, and my partner's never seen a Jordan Peele film and didn't watch the trailers, didn't know what to experience. And I remember during a specific scene involving digestion, they get so scared.
Oh my
They had to run out and go sit in the bathroom for a few minutes, just like, whoo, because the surround sound was so loud.
I had like
Probably-
I was just gonna say I
Sorry.
had like an anxiety stomach ache at work after that because I went to see the movie and then I immediately went to work. So yeah, it was fun.
I've never found
It's,
Jordan Peele's films like particularly scary, but like that,
No.
no,
that
really
that,
got
that
under my skin.
moment was
Nope is fucking scary.
Oh, it
Like,
got under my
Nope
skin
is scary.
a lot.
yeah.
I also have a message from Leon. He messaged
Okay.
the group chat. He's taking a nap. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Oh.
He never used to nap. He's napped twice this week. What's going on?
Interesting. Wanted to come on. Hell
Oh
yeah.
my god. It's the napper.
Hello.
Hello. I just got up like literally 5 minutes ago.
Sorry,
How you
bro.
guys doing?
I had no
That's
idea.
okay. That's okay. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Doing
Sitting
good.
in-
You look fucking dead. You look half dead, man.
Thanks. I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna put the cool. glasses
now you
on.
look like you've just had loads of booze.
You kind
Yeah,
of look like
no, I
you look like you have a black eye and you're trying to hide it.
I'm in They Live. I'm Roddy Piper.
I was gonna say the Matrix, but yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Anyway,
You doing alright?
tired, but yeah, I'm
Tired.
okay. Okay. How are you guys?
Good.
We're
Had
doing
a
good.
busy
We've-
theater
we've,
day.
Yeah, we had a busy. I went yesterday, and I think Josh,
Okay.
did you split it up over 2 days, kind of?
No, today. I did it all in
Oh,
literally
you did all okay today.
the
yeah.
course of like since 11 a.m. till 6:30 p.m.
Gotcha.
So- Big fucking day.
Yeah.
Brady's
Um,
oh, wait.
No, it was crazy. It was fun.
There
Sorry.
he is.
How
Oh,
come
there-
Brady's
yeah, This
I,
so weird.
this way. Yep.
I didn't have anything to do, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go see the Chads. Go say howdy."
Nice.
You
Yeah.
for Chads.
Go join a
You-
conversation about 2 movies that I haven't seen and won't be able to see.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
It looks like you're in a black void right now.
Oh, dude, I'm here with my cat ears. I got my unibrow right now. Like I'm killing it.
Nice.
Reminds me of
basement.
I mean-
when I was on the stream with like I think it was like Scott's stream, but Jamie was on there, and Jamie like turned off all his lights except for his TV, and he went full like sinister mode for a
Oh,
second. It
for
was just
Jamie.
his face in a black void.
Jesus.
For Jamie Smith.
Yeah, the Dark Knight guy.
The Batman guy.
He has a
Batman.
habit of just going,
Yes, it
Yeah,
was
that is
so
pretty
funny.
great.
I could not contain my laughter on that stream. Like,
no. Like he
Yeah,
has a habit
like-
of just going on the screen.
Oh,
Okay.
Leon, you actually missed. I'm wearing a shirt just for Josh.
There you go.
Just for him.
I'm wearing a shirt for a film I'm not even particularly huge on, but it's weirdly coincidental considering it has
Speed Racer?
Ryan Gosling on. No, Blade Runner. Blade Runner.
Oh.
2049.
Oh, that's so cool. Where'd you get it?
Ruckingfotten.com. It cost me a bit, but that's
Oh,
when I
did it?
liked
Oh.
the film.
I was gonna wear my Rucking Fodden shirt today too until Aaron took it to work. I'm like, oh great, thank you.
Amazing. So, what do you guys think? I mean, Josh, I know you like Barbie.
Love them
what I-
both. Love them both.
Awesome.
Yeah, we loved him, but so I think because we basically
We gave it the
Brady
same
arrived,
rating.
like Brady arrived like right at the end of our Oppenheimer discussion, and we did a 30-minute Barbie discussion before that. So
Okay.
if we're kind of pivoting towards the rating, I think actually Oppenheimer is going to be my second 5 of the year, 5 out of 5.
Ooh.
Just
Nice.
and it's
What was
also
your
funny
first?
thing. Another movie about a bomb. How to Blow Up a Pipeline.
I've heard great things. I've heard great things about that.
It's
it's my
2023
third
is the year of the
five.
bomb, apparently. But
Okay.
yeah, no, I loved it. I thought it was like a really kind of subversive film, both for Nolan and just kind of like for an Oppenheimer biopic. I liked it a lot.
Look at you guys handing out 10 out of 10s.
I know.
I never do that. I never do that. But
I do a few. Well, the thing is, because I don't do half stars anymore, just because I don't like the aesthetic look of them.
Yeah.
So I'll give out like a couple a year. Like maybe I think last year I did like 3, maybe. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be really, really like stingy with my scores, but lately I've been way, way, way more like kind. I think Brady will realize this when we watch some film that he thinks is dog shit, and then I'll give it like 2 stars higher than him or something, or just like I'm trying to think of it.
Is Dirty Grandpa still on your top 4 on Letterboxd? Like
I think so, yeah.
yes.
You know, my highest rated films of the year so far. I've got Blackberry. I got Spider-Man.
Nice.
Very nice.
3. Beau is Afraid. Joyride, Dungeons and Dragons, and Infinity Pool. That's quite the lineup.
Oh god,
That's
I
a
need
great
to
list,
see,
though.
That's a great list. I really still need to see Blackberry and Beau is Afraid. I actually want to see Joyride too. Joyride sounds funny.
I spent
Blackberry is at number 5 for me so far this year.
I spent $30 on a digital copy of Beau is Afraid, and I oddly don't regret it.
There you go.
I think it was I don't buy movies through Amazon, but they were the only place where I could get it in 4K. And Leon's like, "Please watch it, Brady. Please watch it with me.
Watch it with me."
He has a very good tendency of bitching me into watching things. And,
I do. I'm super adamant. I'm like really pushy. And
oh my god, you should have seen last week with Naked Lunch. I was talking about watching Spice World, and he wouldn't leave me alone about how we couldn't watch Spice World. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, he wants to watch Spice World, and we will watch it next. Don't worry,
dude. I'm a grown man sitting in a void with like pink cat ears. Like, of course I want to watch Spice World.
There's no shame in watching Spice World.
I almost got a Spice Girls shirt yesterday, but they didn't have it in my size.
Sad.
Unfortunate.
Tragic.
I'm trying to think what have we watched? What's a film that me and you have watched, Brady, where we had very differing opinions on it? Because I know there's a few of those where like I kind of like it and you think it's the worst thing ever.
Let me actually get some up.
We watched The Untold Story yesterday.
you were talking about that earlier.
You were trying to get me to watch that one and the Ebola Syndrome.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Ebola Syndrome is probably a better starting point, even though it came out after, just because it's the most insane one. But I think The Untold Story is far more disturbing. I actually wrote a review for it today for the Blu-ray release, and it's a film.
When did that come out? I guess both of those.
So Untold Story came out in 1993, I believe, and then Ebola Syndrome was either 96 or 96. So
it was
like
96.
3 or 4 years after.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it was 3 years after.
I can't tell you what I had for breakfast, but I can tell you what year Ebola Syndrome came out.
I know.
That's how you know you're a cinephile. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's great. I'm kind of bad with release dates for the most part, but I know that they, the director Herman Yao and Anthony Wong, who stars in the film, also did another film a year after The Untold Story, which is getting a Blu-ray release soon, called Taxi Hunter, which has another amazing premise. So let me explain the premise to this one. I haven't seen this yet, so I don't know if it's any good. But Anthony Wong plays a man, and his wife is pregnant, so he orders her a taxi. But listen to this. So the taxi, some other guy wants to get in the taxi or something, and he offers more money than what Anthony Wong can pay. So the taxi driver accepts it and leaves this pregnant woman like stranded as she's like about to give birth. So anyway,
I like how funny you're finding this.
That's the thing. Like, well, especially before you got to that detail, I was like, you're just explaining the basic story, but you're losing your shit. Like,
funny though. So anyway, his pregnant wife.
It's abandoned funny.
His pregnant wife dies.
Funny stuff.
I love baby murder.
This is how you know
I love
Leon's a
baby
huge fan
murder,
of the house
jeez.
that Jack built. It's like he's just laughing at shit like this.
So anyway, his pregnant wife dies, so he vows to take vengeance on every taxi driver in the town.
Oh my god. That sounds
Sounds
fucking good.
amazing.
That sounds so good.
I'm trying to listen and smile.
Oh my god, that sounds fucking lit.
Crying right now.
I think the films we watch have given you brain damage.
Yeah, probably. Oh my god, I was describing Ebola syndrome earlier to Jackson. Oh my god, it's nuts.
That's nuts.
So you asked me to find something that we really disagreed on, and I think I think I've got the perfect one.
Okay.
Is it gonna be inside?
Yeah, it's Bo Burnham's Inside.
Oh,
Jesus
Bo Burnham's
Christ.
inside.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He hates
I
Bo Burnham.
fucking hate.
I didn't like it that much.
I hate Bo Burnham. He makes me want to like go eat glass. No. I'm no
I
fan.
used to actually be pretty into his some of his like stand-up sets. Like some of his musical stand-up was okay, but I haven't seen Inside. But
Oh, I loved Inside.
You've watched it like 14 fucking times. I remember
Yeah,
you
You
showed
would
me,
eat glass.
you showed me Bo Burnham's What, I think. Which one did we watch that wasn't Inside?
I think it was what. And you were
Okay,
so
well-
overwhelmed.
Oh, well, Leon thought it would be a really good idea to show it to me on a day where I started taking new anxiety medication. and so I'm zoning right out watching this, and Bo Burnham is just like, it's like he snorted a line of coke before he went out, and I'm just sitting there like,
Oh my
I feel
god.
like I'm about to bleed from my eyes and ears. I'm like, holy fuck, I can't handle this. And yeah, I don't know why he thought it was a good idea.
I haven't checked it out because it sounds like a little bit surface level in terms of like some of the COVID stuff it's going over. Like I get a little bit sick when people like, I totally understand any experience anybody had through the isolation and lockdown. I completely sympathize with it, but I think that for me, though it was a really like difficult experience, I also like gained a lot out of that kind of hardship, and I just get a little bit tired of just hearing like, oh, 2020 was the worst, you know. But at the same time, I do want to check it out because I have heard really great things about it.
It's
I'll
fascinating.
be real with
When
you.
I
I
watched
can't.
it,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry. I was gonna say when I watched it, I was in the mindset where I was just like listening to the songs. I didn't really pay attention to what they were actually saying in the songs, so it's kind of just fucking pointless for me. But I'll watch it again eventually. But it's kind of like I don't give a shit. Like all I like is the Phoebe Bridgers cover of That Funny Feeling. That's it. That's the only thing I like from that thing.
I just took a look to double check, and I'm sorry that I don't feel bad about a guy with a net worth of $4 million in his apartment crying about how his life is so hard. Like, fuck you. Fuck you. Like, no. Eat my shit.
It's like Bob Iger talking about the actors strike, saying it's dangerous and that it's disturbing when he's making 27 million a year. You cuck.
He said that at like a billionaire's retreat, like where he was
Yeah,
with
like
like
Bezos and
Bezos
shit.
and Elon Musk. Yeah,
Bob Iger, I'm convinced it's like a lizard person.
Yeah.
Like, I
Well,
don't.
most billionaires, when I see them on TV, I'm like lizard person. Like,
I'm not a,
Yeah.
I'm not a believer in the reptilian conspiracy theory. I think that's fucking nuts. But if you had to ask me who I think is a lizard, I'd probably say Bob Iger and Mark Zuckerberg.
I thought the
Yeah.
Queen was until she died, and then I was like, oh, that's
No, the
bunked.
queen was just like a fucking.
Are you
Like-
saying
like a-
lizards can't die?
Oh, but like
The queen
she
was
seemed
just
to live forever, and
She's just a-
then
She's just a marionette. Come on now.
Yeah.
they're very
You
resilient. You know, like when they get their tails chopped off, they just grow a new one. You know.
yeah, is that...
Or like a worm. Worm gets split in half, a new worm forms.
I love the idea of like, somebody who tuned into this live stream to hear our thoughts on Oppenheimer clicks on live and it's just us talking about lizard people, like
the Illuminati
or like
snake
watching
people.
Leon's like description of the untold story.
we went from the untold story to me talking about how Bo Burnham is a big cuck with lizard people.
Oh,
So where
yeah.
do we go from here?
The Bob Iger.
Bob Iger is also reptilian.
Oh, here's an interesting point of discussion. That'll be really fun for all apart from Josh, because I don't think Josh has seen any of his films. But I don't. Okay, so Jackson, I'm gonna name a director. I love him. You love him. Brady fucking hates
They're
him.
not Abel
Oh,
fucking Ferreira, because I've heard that
Nope.
name so many
Nope.
times in the last
Nope.
like
no.
2 weeks.
Nope.
Let's talk about a film that me and
Nope.
you love and he hates.
Oh
Nope.
no!
He
Brady.
hates Brady. I showed Brady this, and he had the most. I'm gonna be honest, Brady. I love you, but you had the most annoying like reaction to this film I think I've ever
Probably, yeah.
experienced with you. It was
Probably,
so
yeah.
insufferable, but it's okay. Let's talk about your favorite.
I think there was a part of me that was being like, you know what? I don't like this. Let's ruin it for Leon. I don't know. I felt like maybe because I didn't like, maybe I disliked it so much that I became a little bit vitriolic. Maybe.
You
So,
hated
okay,
it so much.
Clarifying question: Do you like giallos in general, like the genre? No. Okay. Well, then that's not a huge like what the fuck then. You know, if you just
No,
don't like the genre.
There's something
know.
about like Italian schlocky cinema where Leon's like, "This is so fucking amazing," and I'm just watching like some guy getting his eyes scooped out, like or like turning into goo. I'm just sitting there like, okay, like good job, I guess. Like,
I know. I really love watching Italian horror movies with people. Like I although
Yeah.
to be fair, I haven't watched any like really weird ones with many like
So I had a phone call.
friends. Yeah, no worries.
It was me.
Mainly just like Argento. Like I watched Tenebrae with a friend of mine. He liked it. But I'm imagining watching like a Lucio Fulci movie, like The Beyond or something. Like
I
We
kind of
did
like
watch
Fulci.
Doug.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
Fulci.
okay,
It's
but
just
but
there's something
Fulci's
about
like the weirdest one. Like has
Yeah.
like he's
I
the
like
most
that.
like scooping eyeballs out and stuff. Like,
I like that because at least there's like some personality outside of look at the crazy lights. Like I find
Yeah.
so I've seen two Argento films. I've
Okay.
seen Tenebrae and Suspiria, and I remember I was watching Suspiria because I was like, I'm bored. I'll throw it on my laptop or something. I laying in bed, and it just I don't know. I felt numb after it. I felt like I just got off of like a really crazy high, but not like the movie was a high. Like I just
Yeah.
felt like I was coming down. I'm like, oh,
Okay.
well, that was the movie. But it's funny because well, this kind of ties into something Leon said earlier, where he's talking about films that we disagree on. He loves the original Suspiria. I don't. I fucking love the Suspiria remake. He does.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
I kind of hate the remake.
I don't hate it.
I,
I think it's okay. I'm gonna be firmly in the middle on the remake, but
How can you
I
diss a
love the
movie?
original.
How can you
I
diss a
love
movie
the remake.
with Tilda
Remakes
Swinton
are
with a
good.
rubber penis? Like
That's fun.
I
It's
like
fun, but
I
it's
like
just-
Tilda Swinton playing like an 80-year-old man.
Yeah, there's good elements to it, but
Yeah.
I think it's so dull. Like I find
It's
it
kinda
so
dull, yeah.
so dull. Yeah.
Well,
I kind of like the dull. I'm like, ooh.
Talking
well,
of
the other thing that annoys me about it is that it with the setting and like it's like almost twice as long as the original.
Yeah.
And with the setting in Berlin and everything, they really try and like delve into like the politics that kind of like possession gets into with like the Berlin Wall and stuff. But it's like the Suspiria remake doesn't actually really have much to say about any of that. Like it's really hollow compared to
it
like
doesn't-
possession.
It doesn't have a ton to say, but I like it.
No, it's I agree.
get
It's
it,
fun,
I get
it's
it.
fun vibes. Like the body horror stuff is good. I love the dance. I love that there's more emphasis on dancing in it than there was
The
in
big
the
thing I
original.
like about it is
Yeah.
I think Tom York's music makes that movie. Like I'm not a
oh, it
I'm not a
does.
I'm not a
Mhm.
Radiohead fan. I'm not a Tom York fan. But the music that he composed for that film is so fucking fantastic. That's one thing I'll give both Suspiria's credit for. I love Goblin's music. I put it in my Halloween playlist every year, and I don't know what that is, but I like it.
Oh, that's a moon-shaped hole.
Moon-shaped hole for Radiohead.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
oh.
favorite- one of my
See,
albums
this is
ever.
proof. I don't know what the fuck radio. I mean, Leon knows this. I'm a total fucking boomer when it comes to music. I don't
He
know.
likes Limp
I
Bizkit.
I love Limp Bizkit because I'm stuck in 1998.
Have you seen the Fanatic?
No.
Oh yeah.
I have seen The Fanatic. That was before my Limp Bizkit renaissance.
Poppycock.
We should do a rewatch of the Fanatic, like all on a call together. Like that would be so
yeah.
much fun.
I love the
I'm
Fanatic.
down
I've
for
seen.
that shit.
I hope you know I've seen the Fanatic like 6 times. I think it's one of my favorite like bad movies.
I've seen it once, but not that was enough. Like I do want to experience it again, but that was enough to I don't know. It was a transcendent experience.
Bye, Brady.
He's disappeared. Maybe
When
his
you
wife
were
got out.
talking about Suspiria, talking of Luca Guadagnino, right? The trailer for Challengers came on for Barbie
Oh,
today,
yeah.
and I'm excited for that movie. But one line cringed me out where she was like, "I'm taking such good care of my little white boys." I'm like, ugh! You could tell that's from a first-time writer. Like,
Yeah,
I
haven't
love
seen it,
Luca,
so I can't
but-
comment.
Did he?
Zendaya's like kissing this guy, one of the guys, and she's like, "I'm taking such good care of my little white boys." I'm like,
Did Luca not write this one?
no, it's some random cuck. I don't know who he is, but
Okay. Did
he-
he write
he
Bones
hasn't-
and
the
All?
word of the day.
yeah, I love that word.
Did
Yeah.
Luca write Bones and All?
I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I like
sure,
Bones
but-
and All.
Yeah.
I love Bones and All. Yeah,
I like
Maybe.
that's probably my favorite Luca film. I haven't seen Call Me by Your Name yet, but
oh, that movie's great.
Yeah, I've seen a few. I like Call Me by Your Name a lot. I like Bones and All a lot.
Oh, we didn't wait.
like
Yeah, no, he didn't write it, but the guy who wrote Bones and All did his other movies, Suspiria and stuff. So
okay.
he at least had credits to his name. This guy who's writing Challengers has nothing.
He's like a
Okay.
YouTube guy. He made like a meme or something. Like that's
Yeah,
famous off from what I've heard. The Challengers guy. But yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
seen the trailer or anything. But
It looks
hell
great.
yeah,
Brady's
he's
back.
oh
There we go.
boy,
Oh my god,
What
he's,
happened?
he's stealing from me. Fuck off.
he talks
Bam!
film.
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 Yeah, my internet shit the bed. I think
Yeah.
I think my ISP heard me talking about Argento and was like, "Oh, shut him down."
But yeah, can we talk about our Tenebrae viewing experience? It was horrible. It was so
I think
horrible.
I think I blacked it out. I think it was like a traumatic experience.
I was trying to. You were just bitching the whole film, saying it's awful, just complaining about every single aspect possible.
Probably.
Like 5 minutes into the film, I think he
That
turned
sounds like
it
me.
off after about 50 minutes, and he was like, "This fucking sucks. It's the same as a Friday the 13th film."
It felt like a
And
Friday
I was
the
like,
13th film
"What?"
to me.
I was like, "What?" It was so nuts. I don't
reaction.
get how you got
Or Leon's reaction.
that. I don't get how you got Friday the 13th from this, but oh my fucking god, your profile picture, Josh, is still being Simu Leo.
Yeah, even
Oh my
after
God.
watching Barbie, it's still.
Brady, did you see the did you see the fact that Shirtless Hot Naval Stab almost has 100 people who've watched it on Letterboxd now?
I didn't know. I remember I was
I'm gonna
so
get
out
my
of-
dad to watch it and review it. 'Cause that would be
I was
brilliant.
so out of the loop for that conversation. I don't remember what I was doing.
I
Maybe I
can't
was
wait
like-
till Simu Liu tweets about this. Like he's gonna
Oh.
be so mad. Like
Oh, yeah,
I'm like crediting him
Begging.
as the director. I think my just favorite part is just the fact that it's Simu Liu Productions or something. The
Yeah.
story. No, I hope he sees that.
I think when you guys were
Yeah.
having that discussion, I think I was trying to take a nap, and I actually had my phone's vibration on for once, and I'm like, "Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! I want a nap." But
To
yeah.
the people who feel unloved.
Oh my god, don't bring that up. He made a song and he captioned it about like being for people who feel unloved or something. I'm like, dude, what? I don't like Simu. He
I
annoys
follow
me.
him on Twitter just to see if he's gonna repost his thing.
where he's Canadian, he's in so many fucking Canadian commercials. It drives me insane. Like I was at the movie theater the other day, and I think it was like, "Oh, you can save $30 a month on a mobile plan." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here! I don't want to listen to you." No,
Hello,
go away.
Simu.
You should Photoshop like the shirtless hot navel stab Simu Liu, but like with a Barbie background.
Oh my god.
Whoa. I mirrored my camera.
Oh, I got an idea actually. Hold on. So,
So
Oh, don't worry, don't worry.
Barbie, Oppenheimer.
oh, it's good.
Yes.
Barbenheimer. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's
Josh,
do
did
what-
you give your rating for Oppenheimer?
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Okay.
Love
cool.
it.
No,
It's
yeah,
maybe my favorite Nolan film now. Believe it or not.
I would put it up there. Yeah. So for me, my other favorite Nolan film is Dunkirk, which is a film Leon and I kind of disagree on a little bit. It sounds
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's kind of Nolan. Dunkirk's a big leap for him, kind of cutting back a little bit on. I mean, a lot on the kind of clunky dialogue and just focusing on tension.
Are you?
Like his key interests.
What the fuck?
Was that your Bane impression?
Are you?
Okay.
Continue, Jackson. Sorry. I was holding it in. I had to let it out.
Yes.
Are you?
Yeah, no, definitely. Dunkirk's great, and I think this is like equally Oppenheimer's like equally kind of a achievement for Nolan's career because it's very different to what he usually does, and I think he pulled it off really well. But
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
bro,
no.
Josh. Crushing this flame.
bad.
Oh,
Oh,
I
it's
know.
bad.
It's so fucking.
Jesus.
Oh my fucking god.
Your little scream.
I love hearing the scream. It doesn't seem to
I think I liked it even more because like the camera just cut out, and as soon as
Oh
it
my
cuts
God.
out, ah!
Oh. Oh. Oh, this is the best thing I've ever made as well. Hold on. I'm sending it to the group chat.
Oh god, I'm scared.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Do I have
Well,
to?
it's worth-
Is this safe for the stream, Josh?
Yes, it's safe.
One sec.
Whoa. Flight attendant.
Nice.
Oh, okay. There we go. I'll just show it. That's good.
Oh, I didn't realize it said flight. Fuck.
Flight attendant.
Oh. Where's the other image of him? Have I got him on my computer anymore? No. Got rid of him from my computer. That's sad. But
There's actually a comment from Winslet
Oh.
talking about Barbie.
Oh,
he was like,
came
"What
at
do
a
you
wrong time, buddy.
guys-" Yeah, no. Well,
Yeah.
we talked about it earlier, and he said he wanted to avoid the Oppenheimer stuff because he hasn't seen it yet. But what do you guys think about Mattel's involvement in Barbie? And do you think in any way it undermines any of the critiques of the doll?
No, I think it kind of adds to it.
Weirdly, no, I don't think so. It is. I could see it coming off a little bit as like still like, hey, we're being like very open-minded and feminist, but like we're still supporting this massive company or whatever. But I think that the movie clearly knows that, and there's lots of jokes about that. It worked for me. I don't think it definitely I didn't come off at all as like a corporate shill kind of.
No, I didn't. It just felt genuine. You know?
Is Barbie in the same league as like a Matrix Resurrections or like a Gremlins?
No.
2? No.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so because that's so it's subversive, but it like and that's kind of a trait of those, but it's not like I don't think it definitely doesn't have contempt for its audience, for its target
Okay.
audience,
I love how much the Matrix Resurrections just hates everybody.
I know. I it's so good. Like in Last Jedi as well, and like all these movies.
I don't find
Yeah.
The Last Jedi has contempt for its audience. I think people just kind of spun it that way, rather than.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
find The Last Jedi just presents new ideas. On like, hey,
yeah, that's
what about
true.
this?
Yeah.
But I love The Last Jedi too. I love
Last
movies that
Jedi's
make
not
nerds
too
hate.
bad.
Yeah.
I don't hate Last Jedi. I think it's got interesting ideas. It's just the way it goes about those ideas is a little bit flawed.
It's
That's a-
messy. It's undeniably
Yeah.
messy. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I've yapped at Leon enough times, being like, "Last Jedi's so good," and he's like, "Brady, stop! I don't care about Star Wars."
Okay, I'm just like, hey, you like something nice.
Yeah, you like something nice.
I just played too much Lego Star Wars as a kid, and now I won't shut up about it. I've made it a personality trait.
That's me as well. But I mean, I like now I don't. I mean, just after this last trilogy, I just really couldn't give a shit anymore. But,
Oh,
but
I've
yeah, that
I've
Lego
certainly
Star Wars was me as well.
I've certainly toned it down quite a bit over time.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel embarrassed talking about it. I don't like talking to people in public about it. I feel
I
like I
know
should.
it does feel like that, you know.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
like a total shame thing. I'm like,
Yeah. I can understand that it's sort of funny though how they're poking fun at the capitalist money, hungry businessmen, whilst themselves making tons of money. Yeah, in that sense, it kind of reminded me. This is a weird comparison, but it kind of reminded me of Tropic Thunder because Tropic Thunder is making fun of like actor brain, like thinking that they can get away with anything, like under the guise of I'm just acting, but like it's made by people who actually suffer from that in real life. So that's kind of a fun
Yeah.
angle to it. Yeah.
Oh, the Tropic Thunder is really fun.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah. Just think it's an interesting talking point, not necessarily saying that's the case. Yeah, no, it definitely is. Like it's and like the movie is very aware of that, I think. Like I bet you Greta Gerwig was like skeptical going into this and was like, I'm not gonna make it unless it's this movie.
Yeah. Also, I think
Somebody else
Brady's
that wants to
awesome.
join the stream?
Oh, Brady.
Oh wait,
Brady.
no, it's just Brady. Oh, okay. Something. Let me see if I can.
Oh, his for you got me. Fuck it hell.
Oh, you.
oh,
You're just so bad. For you.
I hope you know that
Um,
while you guys have been talking at certain points, I've just played Bane audio clips through my headset. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love his voice.
Well, but I should get going here in a little bit, guys. I've got a couple errands to run. I just wanted to obviously, have a chat and just kind of have fun, and at the same time, kind of check off a couple reviews that I wanted to do. So, yeah, thanks guys for coming on for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, is there anything? I guess I'll just go individually, starting with Josh. Is there anything you want to plug coming up?
I got my World's Fair video coming up when I could be bothered to do it. Got a couple other ideas planned, like I think top 10 or top 20 A24 films video coming eventually. I uploaded one today, which premiered, which was sort of like how I view film, like in cinema or at home or whatever. So that's doing well. I'm really pleased with that one.
Very good.
Nice.
But yeah, I've got a couple videos planned, which I want to try and put as much effort into them as possible. So the videos are going to be sort of less frequent, but they're going to be higher quality. So
Awesome. Good to hear.
I'm looking forward to doing them.
Cool. Real quick before I get to Leon, I just wanted to throw Winslow's last comment in there. He's going to go rewatch The Prestige.
Hark.
That's a good movie. I really need to watch that a second time because I've only seen it once and I really enjoyed it. But yeah.
Nice.
What about you, Leon?
I technically have nothing planned, but nothing upcoming. But I released 2 reviews today, 2 written reviews over at Blueprint Review. I reviewed Frontiers, which comes out on Monday, and I wasn't a fan. I actually really wasn't a fan. I was really let down by that. And the package as well, because Second Sight usually do top-notch 4Ks and Blu-rays, but it looked like a DVD upscale. It was really rough. But yeah, I reviewed that, and then I reviewed The Untold Story. That one was I enjoyed that a lot more. And yeah, if you want to read those, go to Blueprint Review. But outside of that, I gotta record some YouTube videos for next week, so maybe we'll get like another collection video or something, or maybe a review or something. But yeah, nothing planned for YouTube yet, but I'll have a video out eventually.
Awesome. Cool. And Brady, is there anything you want to plug? Or I don't know. I mean, you don't do YouTube really? Yeah.
I don't do anything.
You don't do anything.
It's his fucking username.
Oh, you just saw my username. I keep coming back with new names.
Oh my god, Jeremy John's fan 16.
I guess
You should
No.
come on another stream though sometime because it's been really fun like talking to you for sure.
I mean I have a Twitch channel that I haven't streamed on since I think August of last year. So go. I mean, fuck. I'd have to spell it out.
Spell
Yeah,
it
never
out.
mind. Never mind. Don't do anything.
No worries, no worries.
Viewers, ignore me. I'm not here.
All
Actually,
right, well, thank you guys so much for coming on, and thanks to everybody in the comments who chatted with us about Barbenheimer, essentially. Yeah.
Oppenheimer, yeah.
No, it's fun.
I'll put
All right.
Barbie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thanks again, and see you guys in the next one.
Later, everybody.
Bye.